I was born and brought up in Rhydyfelin, so it means quite a lot actually. I'm quite passionate about the area I live in and about the people here as well.
We've been designated as an area of deprivation, but being deprived doesn't mean that we're not a very proud, dignified community, and we've got lots of assets, and our biggest assets are us as people.
I see the community of Rhydyfelin as really close. Everyone knows each other and they're all so willing to help each other as well. No one's ever alone.
We're all like a close-knit family, you want to call it. You know, in some communities you don't get that. But I feel I'm wanted.
You get to know everyone. I don't know if I could ever think of not being there.
I think the effects of this year are going to have long-term effects for years to come.
It's been a lot in a very short space of time. We lost the youth services and that was a massive blow. And then we had all the flooding up at the top of Rhydyfelin and quite a few families with young people were affected by that.
It was devastating. Everything literally went. They had no carpets, they literally went through all their house.
I've seen myself so many family pictures completely wiped out by the waters downstairs. Kitchens, simple things that they would have needed during lockdown were completely stolen from them.
We opened the centre up at that point because we knew people would have to have somewhere to go, so we provided some meals and different things. Well, then the pandemic struck, and that was disastrous, really.
The lockdown has affected the community in different ways. We've had families who've lost loved ones. We've had families who've had loved ones that have been very, very ill.
My nan and grandpa are in the nursing home and we haven't seen them for 12 months. And it's literally heartbreaking now. It's come to a point where I'm dreading actually going to see them.
It does affect your mental health. I had my own routine of getting up, doing what I got to do in the house with the kids, and then it's bedtime. I think you get to that point where you don't even want to leave your house.
I live on my own, so I've had periods where I've been in the house and I think my home has become like a prison.
People who had jobs suddenly didn't have a job and they didn't have any money and they had children home. It's hard to pick yourself up off the floor when you hit such a low point.
There was very little support and the homeschooling was very difficult. I've kind of felt like I have to hold everything together, but I don't know how to hold everything together. COVID's been like the biggest adverse childhood experience really since the war, I suppose. And we don't really know what young people are going to have to deal with when they come out of this.
My kids are going to remember this. My daughter's only 3 and she's like, oh, Mommy, we can't do this because of coronavirus.
My anxiety has got like a lot worse. I get bad when I'm like around people more because I'm not used to seeing people as much anymore.
I've always been a very confident person. When lockdown happened, I sort of became a shell of myself. Like, even when it came to things like essential shopping and a trip to a supermarket, I'd cry because I just didn't want to face the world.
When the reality actually hits and you see the effect on your business and things, it's been tough. I don't think it'll recover for a while, a long time after this.
These are people who have been struggling with cuts, struggling with flooding, struggling with low income, struggling with unemployment, struggling through the pandemic, but it hasn't stopped them picking up the phone and saying, how can I help?
In April, we started doing activity packs for children and young people with like activity sheets in, some toys normally, some sweets. And then in the summer then we started doing a packed lunch as well to save the parents from cooking.
We did the sausage and chips for the children and we did faggots and peas then for the mature people.
Before the summer hit, I wasn't really getting out of the house, and then we started coming down here with my mum and help with like giving out lunches and that. So it was like helping me get active and like actually getting a reason to like get out of my bed in the morning and that, like actually get up and get dressed.
They offered me advice and also someone to talk to when I didn't really feel like reaching out to anyone.
Claire rings me once a week to have a check-in, and I look forward to that one day a week phone call, so I know I can just tell Claire everything. And it doesn't matter if I'm crying down the phone to her. It doesn't matter if I'm screaming down the phone to her. She's always there to listen to what I've got to say.
You know, our role is to support people anyway. We do that on a daily basis. But to try and support people and give advice and help on how to go through a COVID pandemic when we're going through it ourselves and we have absolutely no idea what we're doing has been quite difficult.
We've adapted over this past 12 months to provide things in a way that we'd never provided before, like the packs and wellbeing packs, the extra phone calls. It's almost like an extra care package.
I suppose COVID has kind of reminded me how resilient we are as a community, and it's been lovely to hear that we've made a difference then. And I think that's really important, that the funders know that this work has to continue, that without this, people are just going to stay locked away in their houses. They're not going to have anyone to talk to, and they're not going to know where to turn.
I want to see my community come back to life. I want to see people laughing. And we've had some fabulous events in this centre. We've had shows, we've had fish and chip suppers, we go on trips. That's what I want to see. I just want to see people being able to enjoy themselves, being able to have face-to-face support.
There's a strength in this community that has really reared its head over this past year. And this is why the support needs to be ongoing. People need something to rally towards. They need something to look forward to. And we need to be looking to the future. We need to look at how this community can recover. And it isn't all about getting the economy back, getting people into jobs. That is important. But for some, it's getting people out of bed. It's no good waiting for the next crisis. Preventative work is what it should all be about.